Yo, what's going on, man? Today is December the 10th, 2024. Welcome into a late edition of the ChrisBeCappinn NBA Show. Only 2 games on the board for today, cup games. For the OGs, the real ones that were around this morning when I tried to go live. 3 separate times with all kind of technical difficulties. My mic was messing up. I couldn't fix the problem. Those same frustrations have kind of carried over throughout my whole day, man. It's a lot going on. It's a whole lot going on. I know I come on here and say that, but man, I feel like I already lost a bet. I feel depleted. So I kind of need the show today. I need the show today to pick my spirits up a little bit. See if we can find some cash on the board for today. It's only 2 games. We'll jump into them. Let me do a quick mic check, make sure people can hear me. Is my mic good? Can you guys hear me? What up, GLB Best? David in here with me. Brandon says, said it this morning. I'll say it again. Best Discord out. Appreciate that, Brandon. You guys control the Discord. I don't even be in the Discord for real. I got to be in the Discord a little bit more. What up, J Sports? Justin in here. Tag in here. What up, Peasy? He says, we back at it again. Matinee Helms says, what up, Helms? My guy, Fred, appreciate you for tapping in, becoming a member again. Salute to my guy. Chappie in here says, appreciate you, Chris. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. Young man travel. Good evening to you, Kara. Hope all is well. Chad says, what up, Chris? Missed you on Kyle Show. Yeah, it's just been like, man, when I tell you guys today's been challenging for me, like not like at a deep level. I didn't lose anybody. I know things could be a lot worse. Like nobody, it's just been like just one thing after another. And it started at 7:15 this morning when we couldn't get the show going. I scheduled the show early for 7:30 so I could make sure, we had enough time to talk about everything. Spent 30 minutes trying to get the show going. Then I tried to do Cal's show. More technical difficulties. Couldn't do Cal's show. So, sent the apology to him. Yeah, I was going to do a show with Jay today. It's been one thing after another, man. So my apologies there. We're going to jump right into it for today. Nobody cares about any of that anyway. Just send the good vibes to me. Yesterday, I didn't make a play. Did not make a play yesterday. Appreciate you too, Helms. 999 Dono. Definitely appreciate that. Nico in here with me. Appreciate you. Yesterday, I didn't make any plays. I told you guys, it was Toronto and nothing for me. Toronto did end up getting a cover last night. And Cat went over his rebounds and assist line and talked about that in the video that I uploaded the night before. And then I'm pretty sure RJ would have got to his rebounds and assist prop as well if he didn't get injured. So I haven't made a play today on either one of these games. I'm really interested in talking about with you guys, but we'll do it the way we always do it. First up, we'll talk about jaXon. So the prompt, I wanted to switch it up a little bit today. The prompt that I asked jaXon this morning was specifically about, I think it was about player props. Let me see if I can find the chat for player props here. Maybe I can't. I know I had looked it up, but maybe it's gone now. So neither here nor there. We'll just jump right into the first game specifically. We'll go. Y'all can actually start putting it in the chat, which I want me to look up, and I can look it up. But let's go Magic and Bucks, see what jaXon thinks about this. So Magic or Bucks against the spread is the prompt. It says, starting with key stats and trends, it says the Magic are 15-10 against the spread this season, but 6-10 against the spread on the road. They rank sixth worst in the league on the road. In their last 3 road games, they're 0-3 against the spread, averaging just 102 points per game. Bucks against the spread, 9-13. This season, 3-3 against the spread when they're favored by 7.5 points or more at the crib. 7-1 straight up in their last 8 home games, showing some strong performances at Pfizer Forum. Head-to-head, Magic 1-4 against the spread and straight up in the last 5 road games against the Bucks in Milwaukee when the spread is 5.5 points or more. The Bucks have dominated this matchup historically, especially at the crib, where the Magic have struggled. Injuries, the Magic will be missing key players like Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner, both out indefinitely with oblique injuries. Garrett Harris is also listed as out. Jonathan Isaac is questionable. The Bucks have Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, Mojan Beauchamp, all listed as probable, which means they're likely to play. You look at recent form, the Magic are coming off 110 to 115 win over the Suns, but have struggled on the road, going 7-9 away from the crib. The Bucks are on a hot streak, winning 8 of their last 10, including a 118-113 win over the Nets on Sunday. So analysis, it said the Magic injuries significantly weakened their lineup, especially with Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner out. While Jalen Suggs and Gogo Batadze have stepped up recently, the Magic's offense has been inconsistent, particularly on the road. They ranked 28th in points per game on the road at just 103.9 and have a league worst three-point percentage at 29.5. On the other hand, the Bucks are finding their rhythm, with Giannis playing at an MVP level and the team shooting well from three, 39.4%, third in the league. Milwaukee's home court advantage and the Magic's road struggles make the Bucks the stronger pick here. Recommendation: I recommend taking the Bucks -7. The Magic's injury report and poor road performance, combined with the Bucks' strong home record and recent form, make the Milwaukee Bucks the better bet to cover the spread. Take the Bucks -7.5 on BetMGM -105 is what jaXon is telling us to do today. So I always like to just kind of share that. Like I said, if you guys are interested in checking out jaXon, referral code in the description of the video. If anybody's interested, save you 50% off. So let's jump into the matchup. First game we got on the board for today is that Orlando Magic and Milwaukee Bucks game. And I'll just tell you guys, a lot of my analysis is what jaXon was thinking as well. Remember the last time the Orlando Magic was a dog on the road? That game came last week when they were playing against the New York Knicks at MSG. And I talked about liking the Knicks a lot in that spot. We took the first half -2.5, whatever that number was, and they smoked them in that spot. The Bucks are not the greatest defensive team, but the Orlando Magic, the thing that sticks out to me the most is their inability to be able to shoot the three-point ball. And jaXon mentioned it. 28th in points per game on the road at just 103.9. League worst three-point shooting, 29.5%. If I just go and look at my charts, if I look at the Milwaukee Bucks defense whole season, middle of the pack, well, actually bottom 10, close to bottom 10. They're giving up about the 18th most threes. Teams are shooting about 30, almost 40% of their shots from the three-point line against them. The Bucks interior defense has been good. The top 6 on the full season at rim frequency and rim accuracy for their opponent. Last 5 games, the Bucks top 10 three-point defense, actually holding teams to under 35% from the three-point line on all 3 frequency. The corner 3, they do a really good job of. Top 5 above the break 3, they do a really good job of. And that's, if I like Orlando in this spot, and I'm trying to make a case for both sides. If I like Orlando in this spot, that's what it really boils down to me. Who's going to be able to score the basketball for Orlando? Jalen Suggs had a really good game against Phoenix the other day. I think you probably, going to rely on Franz Wagner. You're going to need Jonathan Isaac to be in. And I know an injury report just came out, so let me go check that out real quick to see if Jonathan Isaac is going to play. So I still see Jonathan Isaac listed as questionable right now. But I feel like I saw a starting lineup, and it's not that he's going to be starting. I don't expect him to be starting in this spot, but I do think if anybody know anything about Jonathan Isaac, he definitely helps out the defense a lot. So if you like the under, you like Jonathan Isaac being a part of the game because he would be one of the guys that could slow down somebody like Giannis Antetokounmpo. Not stop him, but slow him down for sure. So I do not see Mr. Jonathan Isaac at all on the injury report. Let's see. Listed as questionable, still listed as questionable. So we'll see what happens. He was out a couple days ago with an illness on Sunday, and then he was listed as questionable with a hamstring injury. Jonathan Isaac ruled out. Breaking news, straight off the iPad. Jonathan Isaac is now out. Franz is out as well. Appreciate you, Helms. Appreciate all you guys. Josh, yeah, Franz is out, man. I don't see how Orlando scores the basketball consistently here. That's the thing that's as sharp as I want to be, and I want to take the points with Orlando. Milwaukee has not been the greatest team covering the number. I think I look towards the Bucks in this spot. Haven't placed a bet yet. One thing that did intrigue me, because I do think when I look at the Bucks in cup games, they've been really, really good. I'll pull that up for you guys real quick. Because one thing that did intrigue me, if you want to stay away from the points, which I think that they could cover, they just haven't been the greatest covering machine at the crib. The Bucks are just 4-7 against the number so far this season at the crib. They're winning by about 6 points per game. They've actually failed to cover their last 3 spots of the Bucks. They didn't cover against the Hawks, they didn't cover against the Wizards, and they didn't cover against the Hornets. However, when you look at the Bucks this season, if they're playing in a tournament game, which they've been taking these tournament games really, really serious, they are 4-0 straight up, 4-0 against the number. They've covered all 4. They were laying 9 against the Raptors, won by 14. They were laying 6 against the Pacers, won by 12. They were laying, they were actually getting 6 against the Heat, won that game by 9. They were laying 3 against the Pistons and won that game, of course, against the Pistons, won that game by 21 points. So I think the Bucks often should be it. They're +8 in the first quarter in cup play, +7 in the second quarter in cup play, and then they've been kind of fizzling out, not fizzling out, but like not having to do as much in the second half, losing the third quarter by 1 point, losing the fourth quarter by 1 point, but having big leads in the beginning of the game. So I couldn't talk anybody off Bucks first half, Bucks full game. And it's not like Orlando's not going to come out here and try. I think they're going to absolutely give good effort. Gogo Bataze's still really good. Wendell Carter's still really good. They're going to need some 3-point shots to go in from KCP. Jalen Suggs is going to have to be really big, not just on the offensive end because they're going to need him to score the basketball, but you on the opposite side, you got to slow down Damian Lillard as well. So I kind of like Bucks here. Real quick, what I wanted to check out real quick, I'll just do this real quick on the show. Was a Bucks first half full game, just like on the money line, because when the line's typically like 7, you can get like a -135, -140. I think that's playable for people who don't want to take the spreads. And then I'll go through the comments and we can get into some player props as well really quickly. Let me just see what that number is really quickly. I should have had this already done, so my apologies there. Let's see, spread, total parlay. No, I'm not looking at that. I'm looking for first half full game. Let's see. If y'all see it, y'all put it in the chat. Let me know. It's actually 165. I don't like that. I don't like those odds. 165 for the Bucks to be winning at halftime and to win the game. No spread included. Let's go to DraftKings real quick and see if DraftKings got anything better for us for my people who do want to lay off the spreads. DraftKings typically got these lines as well. So Bucks are actually up to 8 now. 8 is what the number is, which is a little different. Halftime, full time, 200. Jesus. So yeah, I mean the books are anticipating that. I think I'm not laying 200. I'm not laying -165 either, but I do think that's a good bet though. And right now I'm seeing FanDuel got the best number, -165 for Bucks for first half full game. Let's go through a couple of the comments, then we'll double back to player props, just because I don't want to go too. I have to go through too many of the comments real quick. So let's see what you guys are seeing here. Let's see. What up to my guy Malik? He says, little evening show. Let's get it. Aaron says, anybody heard about a virus going through the Mavs locker room? 'Tis the season. I did hear about that, Aaron. It's the same one that got Najee. I think Najee's out for this game. I think that's what PJ Washington is dealing with, which we'll talk about that in a second. Kara says the Bucks to win. Elias, I think is how you pronounce that. I'm probably butchering that, and my apologies if I am. Likes asking about Damian Lillard assists. I know his assists have been cashing, so don't let me talk you off. Dame has been crushing this assist line. Let's see, Damian Lillard assists. I just kind of feel like Dame has been cooking in these cup games, so I've been more so wanting to play his points. But Dame is going up and over. His assist line set at 7.5. He's going up and over. Looks like 6 of his last 10 games. He had gone under in 3 straight before playing against Brooklyn the other day. I do think that he'll have the ball in his hands a lot. I think they're gonna take this cup game super serious. And real quick, let me just to this comment real quick. Let's just see what Orlando is struggling with at all. And honestly, I want to see what Orlando is struggling with on the road specifically. So let me go through. Let me just look at all the teams real quick. Let's go through Four factors. Nah, not even four factors. Honestly, I want to see shooting. I want to see opponent shooting accuracy specifically. So let me get to that real quick, and I'll tell you guys what that look like. We'll start here though with we'll start with the Bucks on the road first and foremost though. So opponent points per. So Orlando is still the fifth best defense on the road so far. Without Franz on the floor, like that could potentially change, but I do kind of just feel like that's their identity. 15th in opponent effective field goal percentage. They are still forcing the third most turnovers, which is going to be interesting. I don't think that I'm not sure how much they'll be able to turn over Milwaukee. Milwaukee is, I think, a pretty good team as far as taking care of the basketball. Yeah, on the season they're 10th. Last 5 games, Milwaukee is 11th. And so I don't think that Orlando is going to be able to turn Milwaukee over, in my opinion. Just looking at the numbers for the full season in the last 5 games. So Orlando is they foul a lot, sending teams to the free throw line at the 6th highest rate last 5 games. That does not bode well for them. All right, so now let's switch this to and this specifically on the road. So let's go over to I want to see their defensive accuracies, and I just want to see specifically on the road, because I feel like their defense does not play as well on the road. So let's look at these numbers specifically. So Orlando is, let's see. Oh yeah, not as good at all defensively on the road. So what they do a really good job of on the road is protecting the rim. They're actually the 3rd best defense at the rim on the road, outside of OKC and Dallas on the road. So you got an Orlando team that does a really good job protecting the rim. The short mid-range and this mid-range in general, they don't do a good job of. They actually bottom a lot of blue here, bottom 10, bottom 5 in a lot of these categories. Corner 3, they're actually the 2nd worst defense in the NBA on the road, defending the corner 3 shot. So that should lead you to some, I'm not sure who props you like, but who is it? What's the kid name that came over from the Lakers? Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince is actually shooting the best 3-point field goal percentage in the NBA right now, for people who don't know. I think I saw that posted yesterday. Pretty sure a lot of his shots come from the corner 3. He's the guy that's the beneficiary of Dame getting, driving and kicking. And then Giannis, of course, drawing a lot of double teams. So if you're Jamal Mosley, I'm pretty sure you're telling your team, like, let's make Taurean Prince beat us, outside of letting, making Damian Lillard and Giannis Antetokounmpo beat us. So this one comment right here with Damian Lillard assists, and this is why I like doing the show. It kind of gets my mind going. Taurean Prince's 3-point prop is probably going to be pretty good money tonight. I'm interested to see what that looks like, but I want to get through all the rest of the comments. That corner 3 percentage, though, allowing teams to shoot 45% from the corner 3, I think that could come back and really, really bite this team tonight. I'm looking at the Bucks right now. They shoot the 14th most corner 3, so about middle of the pack as far as frequency. They are the best corner 3 shooting team right now in the NBA. Last 5 games, shooting 56% from the corner 3 point line, from the corner 3 specifically. So that's a major advantage for the Bucks here. They should be able to take advantage of that shot zone, specifically against this Orlando defense on the road. Let's see what else y'all talking about. What up, Chad? Hope all is well with you, bro. See, you've been killing it. Stay hot, my boy. Stay hot. Holmes likes Damian Lillard over his 24.5 points. Okay, see the cover. We ain't got that far yet. Dame assists. He finna get smothered, Chris says. Sean says, yep, no bet for me yesterday either. But I'm on the plus 4.5 on the Mavs tonight, and getting the head coach on the curve for Friday. And getting ahead of the curve for Friday currently. Meat says Magic team total under. Too much sense here. So real quick, just to put some numbers to this, the Bucks in tournament play, the Bucks have actually held 3 of their opponents under their team total. The only team that went over was the Pacers, but they held the Raptors 23.5 points under their team total about a month ago. They held the Heat under their team total by 11.5 points. They held the Pistons under their team total by 2.5 points. This has some merit to it. I could see this, Meech. I could definitely see it. Overall, the Bucks are giving up 103 points in cup play. They've actually held their opponent. What is that team total for Orlando? Let's see what that number is. Probably super low. It's 103.5. So books already got it set kind of low. I do think they could get smothered here. It's going to be interesting to see if they play with pace, though, because one of the things that was interesting to me was when I looked at the Magic this season as a road dog. We know that they don't play well in that spot. They're 2-6 straight up and against the spread, losing by an average of about 8 points, which is where their spread sits at. But they're 6-2 to the over. So the defense hasn't played as good. They're giving up 113 points on the road as a dog versus at home, they're giving up 99. So that's a humongous difference. That's 14-point swing with the Orlando Magic defense. In those road games as dogs, they're averaging 105 points as well. So really, really close to this number. What up, Tariq? He says he jumped on the Bucks first half. He like them early, -4. Young man Travel says, I like the Bucks to win and cover by double digits. Couldn't talk you off. I couldn't talk you off the first half, Jordan. I do think that they've been playing really, really well in the first half. SK says he likes Chris Middleton over his points, rebounds, and assists. Hit both games back on poor shooting. Should be around 25 minutes. I couldn't talk you off some Chris Middleton props either. I was looking into Chris Middleton myself. He actually has been killing it. Chris Middleton has been really, really good in his return. I know it's a super short sample size, of course. He's only played against Boston and Brooklyn. But if you just go back, the books haven't quite adjusted. His points and assist prop, I think it's 14.5 -125, a number that he's cleared both games so far this season at 16 and 17. He's actually cleared this in 10 straight games, going all the way back to, when he played in what was that? May 2nd was the last time he played before that in the playoffs against the Pacers. He cleared this number as well. So I couldn't talk anybody off Chris Middleton props, SK. I think that I couldn't disagree with. There's a lot of pressure on Orlando tonight. I think Orlando gonna go out and play free. I mean they know they supposed to be here, but they're not supposed to win. Let's see what else y'all seeing in this one. Appreciate you, Rico. Kyle ain't got nothing on you, Chris. Kyle the man. I love Kyle. I love the way he caps the games. I love doing the shows with him. He looks at the game from a different angle. So no slander for Kyle at all. I love Kyle. It's my brother. Love Kyle. What up, Justin? Bucks -3 first half in his pocket. So a lot of people want to get to the window, get in and get out early. It sounds like. Bucks win for both halves +150. Where you see that at, Helms? Oh, that's for them to win both halves, though, not to have the lead at the end of both halves. Okay. That's a different bet. Okay. What up, Mark? He says he got the Bucks first half -3.5. So a lot of people, specifically in the Discord, like him as well. Like him a lot. Andre says appreciate all the content. Chris, I hit big last night with the Knicks. This is Just Dre from the Discord, Bucks money line here. Yeah, I'm glad that you guys like the content. I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I enjoy creating content. I enjoy winning bets more. So if somebody told me, Chris, you got to stop making content so you can start cashing bets, I'd be out of here. Content is cool. Winning is cooler. So I don't want you guys to get it twisted. I don't see myself as a content creator. I know I'm creating content. I'm sharing knowledge is what I like to say I'm doing. I don't see myself as a content creator. I don't, I thank you guys for coming on the show and chopping the games up, talking the games out with me, but I don't see myself as a content creator. That's not what I see myself as. I'm a hustler. That's what I see myself as. What up, Free Mons? He says, what up, big bro? He says he caught a live. He says he's on the Bucks and he likes OKC. All right, let's move over to the last game real quick. Player prop wise, like we talked about, Chris Middleton, I think is solid. I also think looking at Gogo Batadze or a Mo Wagner with his brother being out, I feel like he has to step up. I can see him having a really big game. He's crushed his points plus assist line. Should get increased minutes tonight. I'm looking at his points plus assists right now. He's hitting 8 of the last 10 games. Number is sitting somewhere around 12.5. He had 13 in the game against Phoenix the other day. He had 12 in the game against the Philadelphia 76ers the other day. He should get a lot more minutes and opportunity in this game. I expect his minutes to go up. He's averaging about 21 over the last 10 games. I see him getting about 25 minutes tonight. So that's somebody that I would be playing on if I wanted to play on anybody on the Orlando Magic side, in my opinion. Chris Middleton, Damian Lillard, potential 3-point prop. Like it's a bunch of ways to get paid. I know I'm not pulling the trigger on any props, but there's anything that I do like, I probably just lay the points with the Bucks. We'll see if I end up getting there, or if I take a live number while the game is going on. Let's move over to the next game, man. This is a very intriguing game here. We got the Dallas Mavericks in Oklahoma City playing against the Thunder. This line, I think, opened about 4. I saw it go up to 4.5. I saw it touch 5, immediately get bet back down, and I would agree with all that. I would agree with all of it. Now I'm only seeing a 4.5, so money coming in on Dallas here. Money, a couple. What is this? Bet Rivers got a new logo. Okay, trying to trick me. I see this coming down to 4 now. This is the most intriguing game on the board. I mean, of course, it's the most intriguing game, but this is the game that I really like, man. So, tell you guys, I'm looking at the game, right? And the first thing that jumps out to me, and for people who, watch the show, that I'm like not wanting to fade OKC. OKC, in my opinion, is a very, very elite team. I mean, I don't have to tell you guys, like, OKC is absolutely amazing. To put some numbers to what OKC has been doing, which I'll do in a second. We'll talk about it. In a second, but I don't want to fade OKC. But then I'm looking at Dallas, man. Ask yourself, you really want to fade Luka and Kyrie? Like, you want to give Luka and Kyrie 4.5 points? You want to give Luka and Kyrie 4 points against a team that they play really, really well against? Let's get into the matchup. So we got a Dallas team, a lot more traveling recently they've had to do. They was in Toronto for their last game on Saturday. Before that, they were in DC against the Wizards. Before that, they had one home game against Memphis that they won. Before that, they were in Portland. Before that, they were in Utah. Before that, this team has been all over the place. They played 7 of their last 10 games on the road. They've also won 9 of their last 10 games. They've covered 8 of them as well. 7 of their last 10 games have actually gone up and over the total. The offense has been crisp. 4th best offense in the NBA on the full season. We know Luka just came back. They actually 3rd offense in the last 5 games. A lot of green on the screen when you're talking about Dallas on the offensive side. Top 5 effective field goal percentage shooting team. Top 5 offensive rebounding team, which we know that's a sore spot for OKC, because even with Isaiah Hartenstein, they're not a good offensive rebounding team. They don't protect the glass well, and I think that's why Dallas matches up with them so well. But continuing on, Dallas also shooting the most free throws over the last 5 games. OKC, that's important. OKC fouling at the highest rate in the NBA right now. I'm sorry, 2nd highest rate. Sending teams to the free throw line more than any other team outside of one other team. I don't know who's the worst, but last 5 games, OKC has been fouling a lot. I look at how Dallas has been generating their offense. They aren't really getting to the rim a lot. Bottom 10 in rim frequency. They are shooting a ton of threes, and they're shooting them really, really well. Number 1 above the break 3-point team in the NBA, 45% last 5 games. Overall, from the 3-point line, 4th best, shooting 43% from corner 3 and above the break 3 put together. And that's important because that's actually a strength of Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City's 3-point defense has been elite, immaculate 3-point defense. Number 2 in the NBA in opponent 3-point accuracy, holding teams below 31%. Both from the above the break 3 and overall 3. Corner 3 defense has been really good. Dallas is a team that likes to get out and run. Well, let's talk about Dallas in the half court first. Half court offense, they're really good. 2nd offensively, as far as points generated in the half court. They are 6th best offensive rebounding team in the half court. That's so important in this game, because OKC is giving up they're 28th in opponent offensive rebounding in the half court specifically. So I don't like that as much for Oklahoma City. Their defense in the half court is really good. They're top 5. Dallas does like to get out and run. They're actually 6th, running at the 6th highest pace. Oklahoma City transition defense has not been good. They're actually giving up the 5th most points in transition frequency as far as points allowed per 100 possessions in transition specifically. So it's a lot, outside of the 3-point shooting, it's a lot to like for Dallas, in my opinion. When I look at OKC, like when I flipped it, right, and I look at OKC, and we'll talk about the spot first. The Oklahoma City team, they do have 2 days rest. First game back home after a little 2-game road trip. They've also played a ton of road games as well. Actually, 6 of their last 7 games have actually been on the road. 7 of their last 10 games have actually been on the road. So this is not set up as a favorable spot for either team. And I'll mention this before I talk about, OKC's offense and I think we'd be remiss without looking at the spot for each team as far as like who they've been playing, because both of these teams have been playing a cupcake schedule. That's something you got to take into your handicap as well. Dallas won the only matchup that they played earlier this season. OKC was actually 7-point favorites in that game without Luka. Dallas has actually won 3 straight in the head-to-head matchup. They won 5 of the last 6 going back to the playoffs last season as well, when they beat them in the semifinals. And one interesting thing to note, I actually read this off the beat reporter list when I was looking into the game earlier. Beat reporter Chuck Copperstein for the Dallas Mavericks tweeted out, great theater tonight in OKC versus as the Mavs play the Thunder in the play-in cup quarters. A trip to Vegas, a guaranteed $100K, and bragging rights to who really is the hottest team in the West at the moment. Oklahoma City, 9-2 at the crib. Their 2 losses to the Mavs and to Golden State. Mavs 8-5 on the road. They've won 5 straight. Mavs also trying to make it 4 straight in Oklahoma City, dating back to the playoffs wins in Game 2 and Game 5 of the playoff series in May. The challenge is real. OKC has won 18 times. 15 of those wins have been by 10 points or more through their 23 games. The only team to ever record such more wins are the 70 New York Knicks and the 08 Boston Celtics. Both won the title. And the 02 Spurs and the 09 Cleveland both reached the conference finals. So this was important to me, man, because as much as I love OKC, I don't think I could quite get there. All right, let's go through the numbers. OKC, last 5 games, top 5 offense. They don't turn the ball over. Number 1 team in protecting the rock. Not getting to the free throw line, actually shooting the second fewest free throws. And that's important because Dallas doesn't foul. Dallas actually bottom 5 free throw, sending their opponent to the free throw line. And then I look at how OKC is generating points. It's a little bit of everywhere. They do everything okay. Rim frequency 12, paint frequency not too frequently there, 23rd. Not shooting a ton of threes. They are 6th at above the break 3, but overall just like barely inside the top 10 as far as 3-point shooting. And you got a Dallas team that's protecting the rim well, 7th in frequency, 4th in accuracy, all 3 frequency, they're 10th as well, all 3 accuracy, they're 11th there. And then in the half court, OKC's offense has been a lot better last few games, but they are still 13th in points scored, in the half court. Dallas defense is actually number 6. OKC getting out and running in transition, 5th in frequency, 1st in points scored per 100 possessions in transition. That's important because Dallas is actually protecting that. Dallas is number 2. They don't give up a lot of transition buckets. So I say all that to say this, man. It's to me, I'm not laying the points here. I think when I think about the game, I think about, can Dallas win the game outright? Like when you ask yourself that, when I ask myself that question, can Dallas win this game outright? The answer is yes. And if I'm thinking that, and I'm thinking Dallas is going to be motivated in this spot, I think I got to grab the points with a team that can win the game outright. It's only OKC. It's only Dallas in this spot. I think that they can go on the road, even with the revenge. I think that they can go on the road and win this game. The reason why I haven't bet it, Chris, you're so compelled. You like the Mavs? Bet the Mavs. The reason why I haven't bet it is because I really want PJ. I want PJ Washington to be a part of it. I really want PJ Washington to be a part of it. He is listed as questionable. Oklahoma City is not a team I'm trying to go in there and play around with. Like I want everybody to be a part of the contest. If I want to take like one small thing could be it. And just to put some numbers to that, when Oklahoma City played OKC the last time, they beat them by 2. PJ Washington had 27 points and 17 rebounds. That was a game that Hardenstein wasn't ready yet, and and Chet Holmgren was already out. But PJ Washington, I mean, we know what he did last year. Like he shot 7 for 13 in that game, super aggressive, hit all 10 of his free throws, 3 for 4 from the 3-point line, led the team with 27 points. I'm just not in the mindset, man, that I want to be out here giving Kyrie and Luka, 4.5, 5 points. I just think that that's a tad bit too many points. So that would be my recommendation for the game. But like I said, I want PJ Washington to be a part of it. Let's go see what you guys are talking about. And then we'll touch on the total real quick. Let's see what you guys are thinking here before we get into the total. Suggs over his 2.5 threes. Going back to that last game, DB says How we get in the Discord? You just send me an email, DB, at ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's, or reach out to me on X. Shoot me a DM and let me know you want in, and I'll send you the link. Let's see. What are you guys saying? G421 says, appreciate the knowledge you share, Chris. It definitely helps me look at things. Definitely keep hustling. Appreciate you, G421, bro. Appreciate that for sure. Hardenstein Bill says, Franz over his points. What up, Jacob? Hope all is well with you, bro. We need PJ. I'm right there, Gems. I need him. Kara says Thunder to win. She like him on the money line. What up, Green Beam? Hope all is well with you, bro. Nico says both pretty good defenses, but tend to push the pace and make shots against each other. We're gonna touch on the total in a second, Nico. I actually looked at jaXon. I'll read the analysis off for you guys as well. Young man travels his Mavs have been playing better ball. The last few, I like them in this spot. So to this point right here, real quick, young man travels. Stay with me. To this point, we look at the Thunder, right? I just want to look through their last 7 games. They've been beating up on some of the poor teams. And not to say that the Mavs have not either. The Thunder just beat the Pelicans. Pelicans are a poor team, in my opinion. They beat the Raptors, bottom tier team. Beat the Jazz, bottom tier team. Lost to the Rockets, beat the Lakers, beat the Warriors, beat the Kings, beat the Blazers. Like, none of those teams are on the level of the Mavs right now. Mavs gonna be the hottest team that they done ran into in quite a while. Now we flip this and we look at the Mavs. Also, cupcake schedule, in my opinion, that they've been playing as well. I think the only game that they got tested was against the Mavericks. I mean, against the Grizzlies, and they fought tooth and nail after going down. I think they were down 15, 17 points in that game and had to battle all the way back. But if we look at the Mavs, last few games as well. Let me just pull it up. Don't do me like this. Come on. Let's see. Mavs beat the Raptors, beat the Wizards, beat the Grizzlies. That's an impressive win. Beat the Blazers, beat the Jazz. I mean, Raptors, Wizards, Trailblazers, Jazz. Like, I can't get you. You don't like. Yeah, you're supposed to win those games. They did get a good one against the Knicks. Caught the Knicks slipping when they were at home. They beat the Hawks as well. That was without Luka. Lost to the Heat. Beat the Nuggets. Beat the Pelicans. Also beat this Thunder team. I just don't want to bet against them right now, man. It's a lot of green over here when I'm looking at. If I know that it's a motivational spot, I think I gotta take the points here. Mark says, asked fading Dallas last night, doing it again today. OKC -4. They're going to take away my Texas card. Okay, opposite side there, but I haven't bet it yet. Taking Jalen Johnson over his 32.5 points, rebounds, and assists over his projected line. He's been hitting this mark 7 of his last 10. Bet at your own risk, says. But not sure if the pace will be more playoff, like meaning slower, or if they'll push the pace. Kristen likes the Mavs +4, thinks it'll be close. I do as well. What up, Justin? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. What up, Vaughn? He says, got to see how Dallas is going to defend SGA. I know between Clay, Kyrie, or Luka won't guard him, so I got to see who has guarded him before when they played earlier this season. Okay. Mark likes the under. Justin likes OKC as well. I really wanted to get there with OKC as well, man. Romeo says OKC injuries. OKC don't really got injuries. Not anything that we don't know about already. They're a healthier team in this situation when you think about illness for PJ Washington, Najee Marshall, not being there. Najee Marshall was listed as out, right? Oh, he's actually been upgraded to questionable. He was out last night when I looked. Jaden Hardy out. Like, they're a much more injured team, Romeo. Maxi Kleber's already out. Like, it's just Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams, and they've been winning without both of them. Bill likes Kyrie Irving over his points prop. Mark says, I like the under as well. Can't play the Mavs without PJ, Buckhead said, and that's why I'm at with it too, man. David says, I want to know what jaXon thinks about the Oklahoma City game. Subscribe to jaXon, David. It can tell you what it likes about the Oklahoma City game and all the rest of them as well. Let's see. Saturated says, wait, is this AM or PM? I know my sleep schedule's messed up, but why is Chris doing a stream now? I just missed the earlier one, Saturated. Appreciate you for tapping in today, though. Anthony says, what up, Chris? Gonna feel like a playoff game. Feel that way, Chris. Under 231. Gotta be live. Says both teams are gonna care. I agree with both teams caring. So let's jump into the total, because a lot of people talking about the total. Let's see. So I asked jaXon about the total. So here was my initial thoughts. And if you've been following me for a while, you know these high profile games against two really good pace, two really good teams, I'm always looking towards the under. That's just the way I try to be a contrarian better. I always think that the books are going to give us a few more points than we need, and people are going to be scared to bet the under, so they typically stay off of it. People want to see points. They don't want to see unders. But when I'm looking a little bit deeper at it, a lot of the times in this spot, I'll want to bet under, and I'll bet under, and it'll go over by 2 or 3 points every single time. Every single time. What happens typically, just be honest with you guys, what happens typically is I'll bet the under. The first half will fly over. Whatever the first half total, it'll fly over. Like I'm talking about 10, 15 points over what you expected. Like it'll be like 65 to 63 at halftime. Then the pace will slow down, but it'll slow down enough to where the game still goes over the total by about 5 or 6 points. I don't know if that's ever happened to under bettors that's in the chat. That happens to me religiously. That's how I lose most of my under bets, is that one half is all it takes, because it's played so fast paced, because teams come out so hot, and then boom, your under is killed. Or it just barely goes under in the fourth quarter. It barely goes over in the fourth quarter. And that's why I stayed off of this one. These are elite offensive. Kyrie, Luka, SGA, if Cason Wallace is out there hitting shots, if Isaiah Hartenstein is out there diamond, if J-Dub is out there diamond, dunking, Derek Lively gets in foul trouble, Clay starts to hit threes, Kyrie is out there shaking and baking, Luka, getting to the free throw line. Like I stayed off of the total as much as I wanted to play under. I'm gonna sit the total out, man. I'm gonna sit the total out. It wouldn't surprise me if this finished 225. It wouldn't surprise me if it finished 235. So I stayed off of the total, man. These are some of the world's best offensively skilled basketball players on the floor tonight. PJ Washington can stretch the floor. Kyrie, of course, we know what he can do. Clay, one of the better shooters we've ever seen in our lifetime. Luka, walking triple double. SGA, of course, really, really good. Both of these teams play with a lot of tempo and a lot of pace. So let's get over to what jaXon says about the total specifically, because I asked jaXon, I said, what was my prompt? I said, over or under between OKC and Dallas. And this is what jaXon says. It says, the total is set at 231.5 for most sports books. Here's the detailed breakdown to help you decide whether you want to bet the over or the under. So key factors to consider: recent trends. The over is hit in 8 of the last 9 regular season meetings between these two teams. That already scares the hell out of me. 8 of the last 9 games have gone over. And it's not like those games weren't like meaningful games. Those were playoff games last year between these two teams in the playoffs. So it ain't like they weren't playing defense. The Mavs are currently the hottest team in the NBA, riding a 7-game win streak, ranking second in offensive rating over the last 10 games. They've been scoring at a high clip, averaging 119 points per game this season. The Thunder, on the other hand, boast the league's top defensive rating, but also in the top 10 in tempo and offensive efficiency, which can also lead to a high-scoring game. So then we get the player matchups. Luka and Kyrie are in excellent form. Doncic is averaging 31 points, 10 rebounds, 9.5 assists in his last 4 games, while Kyrie is averaging 22 and 15, has scored 22 points or more in 15 of his 22 games. For the Thunder, SGA has been on fire, scoring 30 points in 6 of his last 7 games. His ability to control the pace and score efficiently will be key. Both teams have strong offensive weapons, and the absence of key defensive players like Chet Holmgren could open up more scoring opportunities. Pace and efficiency. Both teams rank top 10 in pace, meaning they play fast and generate more possessions per game. The Mavs are 4th in scoring average and have been playing with the 7th fastest pace in the league, which aligns with the current recent offensive surge. The Thunder are 9-2 at home and have been efficient offensively, which could push to the total higher. Betting trends. The total is set at 231 on BetMGM. Over at -105. Public betting trends show 72% of the ATS handles on the Mavs, but the Thunder are getting 74% of the money line handles, including the split. and confidence between the teams. Recommendation: I lean towards the over 231.5 for the game. Here's why: high scoring history. These teams have consistently gone over the total in recent matchups, including their last meeting, which ended 121 to 119 in favor of the Mavs. Offensive firepower with Luka, Kyrie, SGA all in great form. This game has the potential to be a shootout. Fast pace. Both teams play at a high tempo. The Mavs' recent offensive efficiency suggests that they could push the pace, even against a Thunder-strong defense. If you're looking to bet, you can grab the over at 231.5 on BetMGM, minus 105. We didn't even talk about late free throw shooting. That could also push the pace up. We got a spread at 4. I'm off the total, man. I hope the underbettors win because I'm not betting over, and I always like a good under. Make unders great again. But I'm off the total. I hope you guys cash whatever it is that you play on the total here. That's what we got so far. Let's see if anybody responded to that, and then we'll do a quick recap and get up off of here. Quincy said, "Do you like Kyrie rebounds over 3.5?" Didn't look into it, Quincy. I've got nothing for you there. Fremont's throwing out some NCAA, like Rutgers today, minus the 3. Let's see. Mavs finna spank them boys tonight. Okay, and Boston going spank Orlando. Boston don't play Orlando, but the Bucks are gonna spank them. Okay, you got it right. Thoughts on Kyrie? You think he scores a lot? I think Kyrie's been more of a facilitator in this matchup specifically, but I can see Luka having a big game. Nobody on that team can guard Luka. Not even Lou Dort. Lou Dort is the best defender in the world, in my opinion. Game of Thrones says, just join. Chris, what are your plucks? What are your picks? I think he means. We'll talk about that in a second. Feel like under can have playoff intensity. Yeah, playoff intensity can still go over, though. Don't get it twisted. We'll see how it goes, though. Wendell Carter Jr. under his field goal attempts and under his point, Joe says. GLB Best says, so true about the under. Nico says, Mavs want to push the pace. OKC isn't afraid to do it. Not at all. Not at all. Blaze says, that happens to me, Chris. You said it. Best unders be annoying sometimes. You be on the right side. Like, I hate that. That's one of my, you know what? It's not a venting session, so I'm gonna be quiet. I'm not going down the rabbit hole. But yeah, I feel like the under be the right side all the time. I come over here the next morning, what I tell you guys, felt like I was on the right side. I lost some money. So yeah, that was enough to kind of keep me off. I haven't been hitting totals. If I'm being honest, it's one of the reasons why I'm down so far this season. Kind of going back and tracking my bets is a lot of the unders have gone over. But we do have the playoff intensity, so I hope my underbettors cash for sure. Mark says, you're giving me a flashback to the W when I bet unders. That's how it be, Mark. That's how it be, man. Nico says, I'm hitting that over. We'll see how it goes. Then David says, taking Mavs points and sprinkling over. It's going to be that type of game. G421 says, I'll wait for a live bet on the total. That under scenario for real, Chris. Yeah, and I'm right there with you. Justin says he appreciates the show. Appreciate you. DJ Prop says, yeah, I promised myself I wouldn't play totals anymore for that exact reason. Because you know how it be. You know how it be, man. And I've never come on here and talked about that because I don't like to vent about my bets. But yeah, y'all know I'm contrarian. I love unders. But they have a way of sprinkling to get towards the over. So if I play it, it'll be live. We'll see. If we get a total that, goes up to 240 because two teams come out super hot, I'll jump in on the under. If PJ Washington gets ruled in, I'll also be on Dallas. I'll put a little money on Dallas as well. And that's what I'm talking about right there, Vaughn. So let's get into a quick recap. Just kind of talking about what I did like as far as the games go. I really wish I could have got that first half full game for the Milwaukee Bucks, but I kind of feel like I still feel like they're the right side. I really, really do. So haven't placed the bet today. We got about 20-30 minutes before the game start. But I would be taking the Bucks. If I was playing the numbers actually moving. You can get a 7.5, but it's juice now out at ESPN Bet. It should be a double-digit win. I could see them really running away from the game, really running away from them. So we'll put Milwaukee up here if I had to bet the side. Just not betting Orlando. I haven't seen anything from Orlando. Orlando's a really good defensive team. I haven't seen anything from Orlando on the road without, not only their best player, but their second best player as well. That makes me think that they're going to be able to keep this game close. Those 4.5s are gone now. Those 4.5s are gone. So if you like OKC, you can actually get a 3.5 right now at BetMGM. which I don't think is too bad of a bet. But if I'm getting 4, man, with Dallas and OKC, and PJ Washington is in, and I got a healthy Luka and a healthy Kyrie, I gotta take the 4 because I feel like it's a winnable game. So haven't bet it yet, but it'd be Dallas plus the 4. Can I get a 4.5? I don't think I can get 4.5s anymore. And I want the hook. I definitely want the hook. Oh, I can get 4.5 on ESPN Bet. ESPN Bet, the only place that got a 4.5. Everybody else got 4s. I didn't play any player props. Not gonna play any player props at this point in time. Player props are, of course, going to be they're going to be super sharp because these numbers have been out for a while. And I encourage you guys to go ahead and get ahead for tomorrow because those numbers also been out for a while. Houston and Golden State and Atlanta and New York. That spread for Atlanta just keeps getting shorter and shorter. I think that was 7.5, 8. Now I see popping up 6.5. Total moving a little bit as well with Josh Hart being listed as questionable. Golden State owns Houston, but they're a dog tomorrow as well. That number also coming down. I saw 3s. Now it's down to 2. So you want to do your work early, man, so you can get the best of the number. Well, I will be back tomorrow. I'll be live in the morning. Hopefully it all goes well and we can get through those games as well. I'll take a deep dive into those tonight. I should have probably already did so, but we'll see how it goes, man. I appreciate you guys for tapping in. And as always, like I said, I really want PJ Washington in, and I'll be on Dallas, potentially live in that game as well. One dog, one favorite. One favorite, one dog. We'll see how it goes, man. I appreciate everybody for tapping in today. Always talking about jaXon. Referral code is in the description of the video to get you 50% off if you're still interested in checking it out. A lot of people signing up. Send me some feedback. Let me know how it is for you guys. Also, check out Moneyballer. All the stats, all the trends, all the situational stuff. One-stop shop, moneyballer.com. 50% off using code ChrisBeCappinn. OddsJam on here as always as well. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Hopefully something I said was helpful for your research and get into the window with a bet that you like or you didn't like, whatever the case might be. I will catch you guys in the next one. Best of luck tonight on all your action, man. We'll be back in the morning. I'm out.